Hello again, YouTube. My name is Bree, and in today's video, we're going to be finishing a sketchbook. Finishing a sketchbook is really difficult for me. I know a lot of people struggle with starting a sketchbook, and I've seen so many videos on YouTube about how to start a sketchbook. And I get it. I mean, you open a new sketchbook, you have that clean blank slate to start off on, and it can be very intimidating to put those first marks down. But for me, it's always about finishing the sketchbook that I find really intimidating, because a new sketchbook, it's a starting point. You open it up and you see a beginning, and you have that entire sketchbook to make improvements and see progression. So then by the time you get to that last page, to me, that should be this is how much I've progressed, and you have to finish strong. So if I finish weak, I feel bad about it because it's like I haven't grown. I know that's not true, but it's just this weird mental barrier I have. And then at the same time, I also tend to get lazy towards the end of a sketchbook. So I'm just ready to move on and do something different and have that feeling of starting fresh again. So it's really hard for me to finish a sketchbook. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. It's two opposing things fighting it out. In this case, I'm working with a Mossery 300 GSM sketchbook. This is the watercolor sketchbook that is made from paper or cellulose and not cotton. They do make a cotton version, but this is just the normal paper version. I've used these before. This is actually my second sketchbook of the same kind, and I had one of the mixed media as well. And I used this sketchbook fairly consistently between about July of 2019 and October of 2019, and I did like it. I love the sketchbook. I bought a second one, so obviously I really liked it. But I think what happened during that period, starting in around October, was I started using those Etcher cotton paper sketchbooks, and that changed a lot for me because you can abuse those sketchbooks so much more. And I've grown to really like doing lots and lots of layers of watercolor and building it up using some lifting techniques, and that works great on cotton paper. But when you start to apply those same techniques very heavily to cellulose paper, it damages the fibers and you start to ruin the paper. In this particular sketchbook, I believe the front side of the page is a bit more durable than the back side, so I noticed this more on that back side, which is what I'm working on here, and that adds a little stress to the situation. And then, I don't know, I used to do a lot more with colored pencils, so I would put down some initial layers of watercolor and then switch to color pencil for additional shading, colors, line work, but I kind of grew away from that. I don't want to imply that you have to work 100% watercolor. I even use gel pen here. It's just how I prefer to work now, is try to go as much watercolor as possible and avoid adding other media, because for me it was always a crutch. Once again, not implying it's a crutch for everyone. This is just how I work. If you love doing mixed media paintings and work, please keep doing it. I am in no way saying that's not the right way to work. I just need that big disclaimer out there. But yeah, I really love building up watercolor slowly and using different glazing techniques to really play with the colors and do some mixing on the page. And that really does damage the fibers of cellulose paper. So finishing the sketchbook, wanting to finish strong, but also wanting to do something that I really like doing right now, I knew there was a potential conflict there. And while this paper tried to be a champ for me here at the end, I did stop earlier than I'd wanted to because I was getting that pilling and the paper was starting to become pretty damaged and I needed to let it alone. If you don't know, pilling essentially means that the paper is starting to get damaged and it starts to peel up. So you get little chunks of paper that have lifted off the page and you really can't keep painting. Everything comes out really blotchy at this point, which isn't to be confused with granulation, which is when the paint separates and you get some texture. It becomes impossible to work with when the paper starts to fall apart on you. So anyway, I decided to just go for it and have fun with it. at this point, you've already seen I laid down an initial layer of just more natural skin tones and then went, let's go crazy. And so I basically threw every color I've been fond of throughout the time I've used the sketchbook on the page and tried to apply every color to the skin. And honestly, I'm surprised I didn't end up with a big muddy mess. I had a lot of fun just trying to go crazy and see what I could do. I had fun with this one. I did get some of that pilling, especially around the nose and parts of the hair. And when I was trying to clean up the paint that kept going away from where I wanted it on the neck, it really got kind of gnarly there too. But that's okay. I do apologize. The video had some focusing issues. I think it got confused by some of the granulation. So there's some back and forth with the texture on the face where there definitely is texture to the paint there. I used a couple different granulating colors, including manganese violet, which is really pretty, but very granulating. I used to use that in skin all the time and then developed this fear of granulating paints and backed away from it. So I did want to try that out again. Also, one of the PR 101, I don't remember which one, Caput Mortem, I don't remember. But that one granulates pretty heavily too, as does one of the blues I was using. In any case, I'm trying to watch the video as I talk and it's not working because I'm so easily distracted. I really don't have much to say about this. I'm very happy to be moving on from the sketchbook. I do have a Mossery with the cotton paper that I haven't tried out yet, so maybe we'll test that out on this channel. I've heard some mixed reviews, so I'm not sure what to expect on that one. I'm a little nervous. I also have so many Etchers sketchbooks that are still in progress, so I need to get some more progress done on those because I have so many sketchbooks that are in work, and I need to consolidate a bit and not have so many books floating about. But yeah, otherwise, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing in my next video. I'm kind of hitting a point where I'm getting ready to go back and take another class. That's the wash painting class I mentioned previously. I'm very excited about that. I did have a plan to do a series about Inktober where I talked a little bit about Inktober and then showed my past Inktober work because I did it for like 5 years. But with everything that's happened recently, I don't really want to do that anymore. So I don't know. I don't know what's next. Let me know if you have any thoughts on what you'd like to see on this channel that might not be too overwhelming because I'm going to be really busy with the class over the next couple weeks. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble. Let me know if you have a hard time with the beginning or end of the sketchbook because I'm curious what other people struggle with or really enjoy doing. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.